Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. The Inspector General, Japhet Koome, could be inviting very innocently the International Court, ICC, to investigate his conduct and that of the police as far as the undertakings against citizens is concerned. Raila Amolo Odinga recently wrote a letter to the ICC to investigate the conduct of the Kenyan government that he accused of targeting innocent Kenyans, and he gave examples of 7 bullets against his car, of the targeting of innocent journalists during the demonstrations, and he mentioned the killing of several Kenyans during demonstrations, including a police officer who they later claimed was killed by residents. On further scrutiny, it was found out that their car ran over one of their own, and they accused innocent demonstrators of being responsible for the death of one of their own police officers. And today, Rigathi Gachagua came to the defense of the IG, Japhet Koome, and he told Japhet Koome not to be intimidated because he felt that this letter by Raila Amolo Odinga was only meant to intimidate Japhet Koome, and he told Japhet Koome to remain firm and do his work. That was very obvious because Rigathi Gachagua is one who lives in his own world. But the dust has not settled. Just a week ago, a police officer during demonstrations in Mount Kenya killed a boda boda chairman, a young man. The police says that they're still doing investigations, and we hope that that family will get justice. But today, this is what is reported, that angry Mwea residents stormed police station seeking officer who allegedly beat businessman unconscious. And it goes on to say that angry residents of South Ngariama in Mwea East, Kirinyaga County, on Saturday stormed Itangi police station baying for the blood of an officer who allegedly attacked and seriously injured a businessman on Friday night. That the residents said it has become the norm of police officers at the station to harass the area residents while demanding money. Led by Alice Wanjiku, the residents said that the victim was riding home on his motorcycle when he was stopped by the police officers who started beating him until he lost consciousness. You know, beating a citizen until he loses consciousness is just unacceptable. Since no one was there in the scene, whether it is the man who provoked the police or the police who provoked the man, the bottom line that you'll agree, all of us will agree with, is that you cannot beat an innocent Kenyan until he loses consciousness. Because even if he did something culpable, they would have apprehended the man and take him to the police station, charge him with any crime that he felt he had committed. So Japhet Koome and Rigathi Gachagua are denying that the police is using excessive force. But this is happening under their own watch. And every day, a day does not pass without incidences of the police either killing or injuring an innocent Kenyans. And this is why I'm saying that the Inspector General, Japhet Koome, must be very careful. He will face the law alone. I'm saying this because I remember in 2007, after the post-election violence, the former police commissioner, Major General Ali, was indicted to the ICC alone because he was responsible for that docket. The police injured and killed very many Kenyans, and on that account, he was invited to go and shed light. It was a very tense moment. William Ruto was there, Uhuru Kenyatta was also there. They were later released on account of lack of investigation and lack of cooperation from the Kenyan government. But he went there, and even those who gave him the command were not by his side. Kibaki was the president then, but Kibaki was not there. Those who later went for revenge missions like William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta were the ones who were invited to The Hague. So Inspector General must be very careful. But I was reading a certain UN report that says that when the cost of living is too high, the level of tolerance by citizens is very low. Any slightest provocation and citizens want to take matters in their own hands. And you know the situation in Kenya today, salaries are delayed, people are suffering from hunger, people are suffering from myriad of challenges. The cost of living is just too high. So it goes without saying that even the altercation between the police and the citizen, the civilians, is caused by such things like the high cost of living, because people are hungry, and you know a hungry man is always a very angry man. So such kind of things, it is this is a wake-up call to the Ruto government. The more they continue to sit and watch as people wallow in pain, as people wallow in the pains and the pangs of hunger, people will continue to witness such scenes where the police will be killing people every day. The residents are saying that the area policemen have formed a penchant of demanding bribery from them. And I know you all know this. Those who live around the police areas, you know, they walk around and collect 50 shillings from all the bars and liquors around. They want to harass people, and when they arrest you anyhowly, once you go to the police station, you must pay something to be released. So corruption is part and parcel of these kind of incidences. And maybe the police is not being paid well, that is why they are corrupt. I don't know whether it is a norm or they are not being paid, but I think they are not being paid handsomely. Because I believe that if you are paying someone some good money, they want to engage in corruption. So corruption must also be fought. William Ruto promised to replenish the account of the police, and he told them that he will add them something. I don't know whether this has been added, because even the very little that they're supposed to pay the civil servants, the salaries delay. And people like Rigathi Gachagua, Kimani Ichung'wah, and the Inspector General had given the green light to the police to kill, maim, and even beat the Azimio supporters while they were demonstrating. Little did they know that this will now become the norm, because it is happening in their very own eyes in Mount Kenya. The police will now see this as a norm, because they will argue that it has been allowed in Kisumu and in Nairobi and in the strongholds of Raila Amolo Odinga. And so any slightest provocation, the police will do the same, because you have set for them a norm and a standard. And this will backfire on them, because the young man who was killed, the Boda chairman, was reported that it was a man who was appreciating as the police was butchering the Azimio supporters. Then it backfired on him. They later killed him himself. So this kind of arrogance that has been allowed by the police headquarters, that has been allowed by the regime from the top, will continue to be a thorn in the flesh, even to their supporters. Because you can see, even now, Rigathi Gachagua is supporting and defending Japhet Koome as if nothing has happened. The next thing that will happen is that the citizens and the civilians will start defending themselves. Like these guys now, the area residents decided to storm that police station, demanding for the removal. And they were begging for the blood of the policeman who beat this man, because this man is currently in hospital. He's very unconscious. If anything happens that he's dead, then you will hear the police defending this. They have said that the DCI investigating this matter. I don't trust the DCI. These people are working together. It is scratch my back, I scratch your back. They will not come up with a report. Maybe because this thing happened and no one was there. It was just the police and this guy who was beaten. They will say that this man maybe became rowdy. They might even say that they found him with some pistol and maybe this guy opened fire against them. They will write their own report. And I believe that the IPOA, the Independent Police Oversight Authority, must take up this matter, investigate, and come up with a report. And if the policemen will be found culpable, they must be brought to book. And if this one continues, the police, led by the Inspector General, will be inviting the ICC. Because you never know, maybe they are here. They are corroborating this fact that Raila is talking about. They're simply telling the ICC that we are responsible for maiming, killing, and even injuring, the Azimio supporters and innocent Kenyans. Because you can imagine if a police meets someone riding his motorcycle and then they beat him, until he's conscious. You can now imagine that if they do that to an innocent person who is just riding his bicycle, maybe he has closed his shop and is going home, what can happen when they meet supporters who are going against the regime? It tells you that whatever Raila Amolo Odinga is talking about is true. And I think if this does not stop, then the Inspector General might be sacrificed, because when push comes to shove, they might decide to take one person to the Hague. They will pile all the pressure, they will pile everything on him, that he should answer to all the charges. And the Interior Cabinet Minister, Mr. Kithure Kindiki, must also be very careful, because this is his docket. Already you know that there is a problem between him and Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua is issuing some orders that he is not in agreement with, because he knows very well that when the time comes, Rigathi will not be answerable to this. It will be Kithure Kindiki and the Inspector General Japhet Koome. Let them be very careful. And Kithure Kindiki, it seems to me, that is a bit sober, a little bit sober in this regime. Let him bring sanity and order in the police, because now we are creating a very bad blood between the civilian and the police. These people are supposed to be our friends. They are supposed to be maintaining law and order. But once we create a blood like that of a lion and a prey, then Kenya will not go forward. We will witness more of deaths and revenge missions that are not really necessary. And that is my take.